and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, welcome back everyone to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty was a late scratch last night. Has some Red Wings responsibilities he had to tend to. So we got a champion for a champion. Lindsey Hunter, our guy Lindsey. What it do? Appreciate you sliding in, man.
Hey, good to be back, man, with a voice back. You know what I'm saying?
You were on the AAU coaching circles, huh?
Yeah, man. I had some technical difficulties. I was on IR with loss of voice.
Yeah, but it was backdated, so you were eligible to come off of IR today.
Exactly,
So that was the play. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter are here. All of you involved as well in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Detroit Dabber 313, the first one in with the big what up, doe. Big Play Jay with the what up, doe. Happy Hump Day, as you guys would say. Happy to have all of you with us. Remember, you can subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast. Rewind, fast forward, everything that you like to do with that. iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker. What do they do after that, Spenmo?
5-star.
5-star. Review that. And go ahead and give the other shows a gander as well. Woodward Heavyweights, Morning Woodward. All of it is out there for you. But yeah, let's get into this here today. Rookies are reporting. Repeat, this is not a drill, everybody. NFL training camps are getting going. We did it, Lindsey. It's about to pop off, man.
Exciting times, man.
Yes.
Sports is coming back in full effect.
No doubt about it. With the rookies reporting, we figure we would do a little rookie report as well. And just take a look, kind of rookie by rookie, at least through the top 3 picks, and then maybe a synopsis, and go from there. It's your last chance to call your shot, Lindsey. Everybody's last chance to get it out there. Those predictions, what you think. Because I know how this is going to go, right? I think people have Jahmyr Gibbs circled for, 12 touchdowns and 1,800 all-purpose yards. And they have Sam Laporta penciled for 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. And they have Jack Campbell scheduled for 160 tackles. Does that sound about right?
That's about right. I would say people have their preconceived notions of how great these guys are going to be out the gate. And they'll either walk them back, or if something tremendous happens, say, I told you so.
That is true. That's the way that it works. But we are going to get into that. The Tigers.
They almost got it. They almost did it.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, almost.
Almost did it.
Almost did it.
Almost doesn't count.
Do you see where I'm coming from with this now, Spenmo? Do you see? No, for real. Like, why I jumped off?
Yeah. Torkelson had a good game. Hit 2 home runs and a double.
Great to see.
Yeah.
Great to see. And Spencer Torkelson looks like he may be
back.
Now the key is don't chase this with another 3 for 40.
Yeah, that's fair.
But that's the way young players work, Lindsey.
Torkelson's back.
Torque is back. El Mago's back. So you mean to tell me this? In a game where El Mago gets multiple hits, makes a good defensive play. Torque hits 2 home runs, Lindsey, but they lose that. You can't lose that game. You can't.
But Neal, you've been going through this the entire season.
Exactly.
You come in and you say there's hope, and then they let you down. So I'm not par for the course.
No, and that's why I jumped off the ride. I got off the carousel, Lindsey, when it gave me an opportunity. I do have a path later on in the second hour of the show.
Don't say it. You have a path for what?
I have a path. And I'm just it's theoretical. It's more fantasy based, but I just want to know in principle where the people are at, because I got criticized for jumping off the merry-go-round. I got off. I was getting dizzy. I wasn't feeling good anymore. So I got off.
Right.
And I think that was a good move by me. But I have a path for everybody. I want to test the waters and see how real people are into this, like how serious they're taking this stuff. I do. Can't lose the Royals, man. Flannel, that was such an on-brand loss.
Yeah, wasn't it funny how when Tarek Skubal made his first 2 starts of the year, pitch is excellent, the relief pitchers pitch excellent, and they lose both of those games, and the one time that Tarek Skubal implodes and the Tigers as a whole allow 11 runs, they score 10. Spencer Torkelson probably has the best game of his life. Javier Baez even, and this is kind of the story of baseball, even though he's been an abject disaster, he had a great game, and they lose. If you're going to want to get back into this race, you have to pound on the A's, you have to pound on the Royals. No,
Stop.
No, wait. I was talking before that homestand when they lost 2 of 3. If they would have actually swept the A's or took 2 of 3 and they didn't lose last night, maybe we'd be having a different conversation.
But we're not.
We're not. Nope.
And at no point were we going to have a different conversation, Flannel.
Probably not. No.
That's what it is. However, second hour of the show, this is good, Lindsey. I really, really like this because believe it or not, you don't
walk in on it.
You guys know me, right? I value rookie contracts, cheap controllable talent, draft capital, all that stuff.
Right.
I'm going to go a 180 from that later on about the Tigers. And you'll see. You'll all see. And no, because I know what people are going to say. They're going, no way. Mm-hmm. And I'll give you point by point my talking points. I can't wait for this. But Lindsey, we were talking before the show, and this is something way out of the box, and this becomes part of the Anthony Davis thing. Tomorrow we got an Anthony Davis segment. I saw he was trending on Twitter.
I got the boxing clip if you want. Or are we saving that for tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll save that for tomorrow.
Oh, he's training. He's boxing.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Play it for Lindsey. We'll play it both days.
I did see that.
Yeah,
he was boxing. He's getting in shape. You know, a lot of guys are starting.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh,
look, there's Anthony Davis.
He's fighting a junior lightweight.
And you know why, Lindsey?
Yes, I know.
You know why?
Yes.
Because that's Data Davis's DNA.
Oh, he's horrible.
He'll do whatever it takes to go up against the smaller man all the time and then walk away. People were on Twitter talking about Anthony Davis is boxing. He's going to be back this year.
He's losing.
He ain't winning. I don't know if he's losing, but he ain't winning. And I to quote Ryan Ermanni, I say he for a fact.
These little guys tagging him.
Yeah.
Look at those punches. It's awful.
Flannel.
But it looks like he's put on muscle with the shoulder.
Cool. Flannel.
Oh,
I go to the there. More on that in a second, by the way. Flannel, I go to you for comment. Is Data Davis quote back?
He never went anywhere. He's never went anywhere. I mean, he is a first ballot Hall of Fame player who is probably LeBron's best Robin he's ever had.
No.
Stop
Wait. Do you really think that's that crazy?
Yeah.
Yes,
No, Kyrie.
It's very crazy.
I mean, Kyrie was great. I respect the hell out of what he did in 2016 and 2017.
Hold on. FJ 1967. Is he fighting Rey Mysterio?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If this were Jalen Duren doing this, you would be eating it up like, oh, he's boxing because it's Anthony Davis, and you, Neal Ruhl, have Anthony Davis derangement syndrome.
What are you talking about?
How do you not have Anthony Davis derangement syndrome? You call him Data Davis. You basically said that he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame, which is absurd.
I told you he can be in the Hall of Fame on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays,
That's
and
ridiculous.
Sundays, and then the next week's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays.
I mean, he played over 60 games in his entire Pelicans career, except one year where he played 56, but those are little things called facts. I know.
Oh, 56, huh?
Hey, I mean, 56 was his
Pretty
low in New Orleans. It was his low. His high was
average 60.
I mean, he probably averaged about 64 or something like that. He had 75 twice.
How many games
So-
was there in a season?
Okay,
82. Okay.
80% of a man, 80% of a season.
Just save
Is that fair?
Save that same energy for Joel Embiid and Kawhi Leonard.
Does LeBron play every day?
LeBron is eons
No.
better than Anthony Davis.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is true.
So is D-Wade and Kyrie Irving.
Miami Heat Dwayne Wade was not as good as. I mean, his knees were shot by then. The only time.
Stop it! This blasphemous talk.
I'm not- no, wait.
You're saying Dwayne Wade was not as good as who?
Wait a minute. Let me clarify. I'm not saying the entire.
Please clarify.
I'm not saying Miami Heat Dwayne Wade as a whole. I'm saying LeBron, Big Three Miami Heat Dwayne Wade was not as good as Anthony Davis is right now. During that time, he was past his prime in 2013 and 2014. That is facts.
All right. Anyway,
Still better than him.
moving on from Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, that's
WoodwardSports.com
blasphemous
chat thread. 9 Drinks says Neal probably came in with the Tiger shirt. Now he's in his undershirt. LMAO. No, I just got the regular white. The white tee's still a thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Love a good white tee.
I do too, man. Chad Fisher, is that Muggsy Bogues he's fighting?
That's what it looked like.
No, so
It's still the best story ever is how Jordan broke Muggsy Bogues' jump shot.
yes.
How he
Crazy.
took a
right?
step back from him and said, "Take the shot, midget." He never could do
Why
it
is he
again.
picking on a 5'3" guy? Imagine if LeBron did that. It
It's
would
like Data Davis in the boxing ring.
Hey, I mean, the thing is, dated Anthony Davis. Anthony
wait.
Davis.
You
What's
said,
up?
imagine if LeBron did that. LeBron wouldn't do that.
Okay, I mean, he's
And that's
5'3"
it.
Muggsy Bogues. Ooh, he said some mean words, and Muggsy
killed
Bogues
an
could
ant with
play.
a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have been out there.
It was funny. I'm not
That's how it
saying
goes.
that's what makes him the
You
GOAT.
out here on the court, you get stomped.
I mean, sure. I mean, but Muggsy Bogues actually during his prime was actually pretty good.
No, he's damn good.
Yeah.
Todd Zane says, Jesus, Flannel, it just keeps getting worse with the takes.
Man, I would like you to come in here and get in the same arena as me. You would get murdered.
Oh!
I would slit your fucking throat with my takes. Do it. I dare you. I dare you.
Oh, Flannel.
He'll do it.
I love it.
Yazin in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Never wrong with a white tee. That's what I thought. They're fine.
Yep, they're
I
fine.
don't see the problem.
Until you spill something on him.
Christopher says, get off the rock, bro. Alex Merrill, SMH, bozo. So there's that out there as well. Bradley K, 10 minutes into the show, Flannel's already going off. But the moral of the story is this. What I wanted to get to with this is, and Spenmo put it up there, you know, the jorts with the sweater. You and I got into a discussion about NBA fashion. There's that out there as well.
I'm gonna find a couple more.
Oh God, we got into a discussion about NBA fashion, and Lindsey, you are a certified old head now, right? Because but you own that. You own that.
No, most
You're cool
definitely.
with
I
it.
embrace that.
Back in your day,
Right.
this stuff isn't going to fly. You know who I blame all this on? Russell Westbrook was the gateway drug to NBA fashion and what it is today. And to be fair, Spenmo, I think you and I are in line. I'm a big Russell Westbrook, the player guy.
Yeah.
You can't argue.
Yeah.
You can't argue.
He gets too much disrespect.
He does. I agree. He's, for some reason, he's become like the Nickelback of NBA players,
Yeah.
and I don't get it.
I like Nickelback.
They're not bad.
Why are you frowning? You don't like Nickelback?
No. Who likes Nickelback?
Photograph.
Yeah, Nickelback's got bangers, man.
Yeah,
makes me
Rockstar's a
laugh.
great jam.
Oh my
got
God.
bangers.
Nickelback.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are we
Nickelback-
really going to have a
anyway.
Nickelback?
Nickelback's better than Anthony Davis.
Oh, stop it. Spenny, you don't believe that.
Ryan's reaction said, name a good Nickelback song. We just went through two right there, right off the rip. That were hits. Certified hits, by the way. But anyway, though, Lindsey, bringing
Back to
it
you.
back, because I already know where the chat's going to go. Sam Flannel is the Nickelback of Woodward. That comes from Nicholas Duncan. I know where you guys are going to go. Here's where it's going to challenge my skill set, Lindsey, because I got to keep this on point.
Right.
Just give me your 30,000 foot in the fashion in the current state of the NBA.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. Westbrook was the gateway drug to bad fashion in the NBA.
Yes.
And it took a horrendous turn for the worst. Then you had guys like
James Harden's
James
been...
Harden started dressing like a cartoon character.
Yeah, Anthony Davis, we've seen that.
Yeah, that's just I don't know what that is.
To be fair, he's had a lot of time to plan outfits too, so there's no excuse because he's only playing 75%. And there's Russell Westbrook right there.
Oh my God.
That's where it took a turn for the worse.
And then you got Dylan Brooks coming in looking like the Village People.
Yeah. So again, Lindsey, you're an NBA alum. You played a long time in the league, had a great career. Come get your brethren, Lindsey. What do they have to do here?
I don't know if there's any fixing it because these guys have gone to a point of no return. I mean, you see the guys were wearing, what do they call those, kilts?
No.
I call them dresses. But people,
What is that?
see what I'm saying?
What is that?
That's Dylan Brooks, isn't it?
No, that's Kuzma.
Oh my, yeah, he's another one. Oh my God, what is that? Darth Vader outfit? I mean,
And in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Ransom says Dennis Rodman started it, and I don't believe that.
No, the only
Rodman
thing,
did it for the shock value.
and he didn't come to games dressed like a fairy godmother. He just
I gotta find the Russell Westbrook dress.
He just married himself. Remember when he married himself and he came out in the wedding dress?
Yeah, that was legendary.
Didn't he? Was that him or was that Ricky Williams?
No, that was him.
He said, no, that was him.
That was him.
So he did crazy,
wait.
outlandish stuff like that. He didn't come to games dressed like he was going to a costume party.
Wait for it.
Or I can't dazzle me, Spenmo.
I don't know.
Spenmo's
man.
about to dazzle you.
And I'm wondering because a lot of these
Here you
guys,
go.
Oh,
No.
come on, man. Dude,
The New York City goth scene boots are what set it off,
Oh, yeah.
man.
dude, what is that?
I don't know.
Like, where are you going? Why are you wearing that?
It's going to a tea party or something.
And look, Lindsey, full circle. I'm a big skinny pants guy. I like them, but the reason is
Are you a
it's
skinny dress guy?
it's form though. You know what I'm saying? It's form, not fashion.
I get the skinny.
I have a
jeans,
really
but, like,
small ass, so skinny jeans are the only ones that fit right. Like if you combine me and Isaiah Buggs together, you would have two normal asses.
I get all that. But are you wearing it now? Was that a kilt or was that a real dress?
I think that's a real dress.
Yeah, because the kilts
Okay.
are like shorter.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
So he has
we're
a
moving
dress
on. No, real quick, Dirty Dr. D. Look at this Sam flannel. Every time I do it makes me laugh. How'd you like to see famous athletes like Jim Harbaugh, Darren McCarty, and Braylon Edwards dressed like Russell Westbrook? No, I'm just kidding. How'd you like to see him play golf with average Joes? Thanks to Randy Wise Automotive and Woodward Sports, you're able to do just that. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. That's right. Make the wise choice with your next automotive purchase and get to any Randy Wise Automotive Team dealership. Go to woodwardsports.com, social media channels. You can see Jim Harbaugh's Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour outing. How'd he play, Flannel? I know you watched it 80 times.
I mean, he played great. That's my coach.
Did he? What'd he shoot?
I don't know the specifics.
But he played great though, right?
I mean, he looked really good when he swung.
Okay.
Good looking
my
swing.
God.
There you go. All right. Make the wise choice. It's Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Back at it, Big D Energy off and running. Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter in for D-Mac. Was a last-minute scratch. Don't worry, tomorrow, D-Mac back. We are doing the fast food draft. Mm-hmm. Maybe the most pressure-packed draft we've done to date.
I already know what I'm going in the first round.
And we've got a caveat this time. No one knows where they're picking.
No.
We're going to do a random generator on screen, and then we go right into it.
Yep.
So you got to be prepared for anything. Mm-hmm. You got to be on your game. So a fast food draft tomorrow. That's food.
Cool.
Menu items only.
Menu items only, yeah.
It can't be the I'm Darren McCarty, so they make me a 17-patty Big Mac. Not that.
That's fair.
Menu items available to the general public. And nationwide, too. You can't say, oh, well, I went to the In-N-Out Burger in L.A. and they have this. No, you can't do that, man. Accepted national menu.
I'm heartbroken.
Yeah.
In-N-Out's so good, though.
It is good.
It's better than Five Guys.
Yeah.
I think the burgers are.
It's cheaper, too. Five Guys. I haven't
Well,
been to
Five
Five
Guys
Guys
is
since
expensive.
$20 for a burger. In-N-Out's good, man.
Hey, Neal,
It is good.
I was going to go In-N-Out Burger.
Neal, I just for Sam's sake, I'd rather listen to Nickelback than Bob Dylan.
I agree with you.
I don't hate that take.
You guys are
I agree with
such, and I say this with love, uncultured swines.
I'd rather listen to Nickelback than Bob Dylan.
Oh my God.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Dog Pound. Did we talk Tigers? Bless you. Did we talk Tigers yet, boys? We're gonna do that in the second hour. I actually got a text from my mom. So the Tigers need a buy one Eduardo, get one Baez free type of deadline deal. So there's that. I will give you a proposed trade in there as well. But as we said, by the way, LFG. Neal, pancake butt skinny jeans. That's what it is. The struggle's real, guys. It absolutely is. The rookies are reporting. NFL training camp is here. We did it. We weathered the off season. We are locked. We are loaded. We're ready for some NFL football. So what I figured we would do is we're going to take a couple segments here, and we're just going to take a look rookie by rookie, the top 3 picks of the Lions, and we'll sprinkle in some Brian Branch as well. But right here, right now, everybody, it's time to set it in stone. Jahmyr Gibbs. Lions made a move to go get him. Obviously, you have David Montgomery in that backfield as well. So, Lindsey, set it in stone, man. As we get ready to roll here for training camp, Jahmyr Gibbs, what's your take?
I actually love the pick. Contrary to a lot of fans, they were killing the running back. I love the pick. I think he'll be a 1,000-yard rusher.
That's aggressive.
It is.
He didn't run for 1,000 yards at Bama, did he?
Let me check.
He did not.
No,
Okay.
but
Nope.
Bama probably had 3 other running backs right with him.
Well, the Lions got another one, too.
They got one other one, and then they're going to play more games. So you got to look at it that way. And I think as they get comfortable with him, the Lions' offense will be not super conservative, but there'll be more ball control, so they can, just extend games and try to keep the defense off the field, and I keep Goff protected. I think that's a great way to do it. He can catch the ball out the backfield, so maybe a little under 1,000 yards.
All right, you're walking it back already.
Yeah,
Lindsey's take lasted about 90 seconds before he started walking it back.
I just thought about it because he's going to have probably 800 in receiving yards. So it'll balance itself out.
Spenmo, I have to run this by you because I feel as though as we start this, it took all of 90 seconds for us to get. Remember last year, Jared Goff, 5,500 yards?
Yep.
We did the math, right? With everybody's predictions about all the receivers. There were people out there in the street because we worked backwards from it. I was like, okay, yardage for Amon-Ra St. Brown. And people were like, 1,600 this year. And like we added it all up, and you got Jared Goff throwing for 6,000 yards, man, by the time the season's all said and done.
Yeah, right.
Are we getting too aggressive, I guess? Are we, Spenmo?
With Gibbs?
Yes.
I don't know.
I feel like we are.
I don't know. It's his last year at Alabama. He had 1,370 all-purpose yards.
See what I'm saying?
He had 926 on the ground and 444 through the air. So I think he'll be around 1,100 all-purpose.
Ethan S. says 650 rushing, 575 receiving, which is kind of that's where I am with. I will say this.
I think he gets more than 650 rushing though.
David Montgomery's going to get a lot of carries, man.
Well, it just depends though. You know how it is when one running back makes a statement that he is the cowbell, and then we go with him. So hopefully it's Gibbs.
iHarder says, I'm on so much coffee right now, I'd be disappointed if Goff didn't get 6,000 yards on the way to the Super Bowl. Blake says 1,300
Super
for
Bowl.
Gibbs.
I heard that word.
People were talking about it. Zachary Jones says, well, TK85 will have 2,000 yards, so there goes everything.
That's true.
So it's Jared Goff throwing for now, like 6,500, having the greatest season in NFL history.
That's we're trending. You see this is the overriding point of what I wanted to get with. Like, I feel like we're being a little extra. Not you, Lindsey, per se. You walked it back a little bit. You're starting to get sensible about it.
I'm coming back to my rookie excitement senses.
And boom, here it is from Corey Berry. 1,000 all-purpose yards would be very successful for Gibbs as a rookie. Flannel, I think that's my statement that I would adopt. He gives us a K of all-purpose yards. I'm taking it. Because here's the deal, Flannel, I think Montgomery's going to get to 1,000 all-purpose too, and you're going to have the first backfield tandem since Reggie Bush and Joyke Bell to do that.
Yeah, I mean, with Jahmyr Gibbs, here's a couple of benchmarks that I think I can set for him. I hope that he gets between maybe 150 and 175 carries and averages at least 4.5. So what would that add up to? Something around 600, 700. And then as a receiver, I wouldn't be third on the team in receptions. I think
because it's going to be juice to him in the start, obviously, with the Jameson Williams situation. I think we're going to see a lot of him in the slot. Slot, maybe split out wide, kind of like a Swiss Army knife type receiver, just to kind of fill the void, Lindsey, till Jameson Williams gets back. So I do think his receiving yards will be skewed a little bit. That's fair.
No, that's real fair. They're gonna need somebody to step up while J-Mo is out. So, and I think they'll utilize the backs a lot more than we probably even think. I don't, because I like Goff, but I don't think he's gonna be taking shots all over the field. I just don't see him doing that.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Let's go Red Wings Sparty. 1,000 all-purpose yards for Gibbs, Montgomery, Amon-Ra, and TK85.
Hey, for real though, the first three I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, would anybody be shocked in this room if all three of the first and not Tom Kennedy got 1,000 all-purpose yards?
No,
not even a little bit.
No, and Kevin Bell says, Neal, you got to realize we could put Montgomery in the backfield and Gibbs out in the slot. I think in the beginning of the season, Gibbs will be split out wide. And I think you'll see him. I think you'll see him catching the ball a little further down the field than you might even think. I think he is going to be their replacement receiver, because that's why I was kind of surprised when they moved on from DeAndre Swift. Now I get that there are some things about that, and Lindsey, you can speak to this, how it works in professional sports. When you're not their guy, i.e. when they didn't draft you, and they're not interested in signing you, right. You know how that works. But at the same time, because I thought that DeAndre Swift did a very good job of that last year when he was in the slot and was a factor.
Yeah, but
you got to be available. I get it.
He wasn't healthy.
Right, and I'm not debating that.
Kind of like Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Except without the Hall of Fame resume, but that's okay.
Dirty Dr. D was getting 100% of wide receiver X reps at camp a month ago. So, boom, there you go. I think that story is kind of writing itself. What do you got for him, Spenmo? Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs, 1,100, 1,200 all-purpose yards, 6 to 8 touchdowns.
Where do you put Montgomery in that?
Montgomery will have more touchdowns. Montgomery will have like 12 plus because he's going to get all the goal line carries. I think he'll have more rushing yards than Gibbs, and Gibbs will have more receiving yards than him.
So between the two backs, you got 25 touchdowns?
But you got about 20.
About 20, yeah.
Okay.
I think Gibbs will have more receiving because he's going to break some.
Okay.
Well, Montgomery will get all that dirty work, the Jamal Williams-esque touchdowns.
Okay. What do you got, Sam Flannel? Set it in stone, man.
All right, so if I'm going to set it in stone, I will say between 1,200 and 1,300 all-purpose yards and double-digit touchdowns in some way, shape, or form. I think that would be a very successful rookie season for Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't think he's going to come out and win Rookie of the Year, but I think he will certainly help this offense, hopefully in the first 6 weeks in particular.
You know what, though? If he puts up those kinds of numbers, he is in the Rookie of the Year discussion, especially if they win a division. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how that works. That gets juiced. We've seen it in this town before.
But to be fair, I expect Bijan Robinson to lead the NFC in rushing as a rookie. So I think he will.
Like you expected DeAndre Swift?
Well, but isn't Bijan coming out more likely, I would say, and that with that offensive line, which had Tyler Algier rushing for 1,000 yards last year?
Don't hate on Tyler Algier like that.
I'm not hating on Tyler Algier. I'm just saying if Tyler Algier can do it, then Bijan Robinson can probably get to 14. He's 1/5 of the talent, Tyler Algier, that Bijan Robinson is. 1/5.
BD3 thought criminal. I want to hear Lindsey talk about the Pistons rookie and how they'll fit. BD3, check back towards the end of the show. We'll do a little impromptu Ask Lindsey for you. Run that one back around 12:50, and I'll get it to him, and we'll discuss it. But yeah, it's just you're looking at a rookie of the year. I think very much with a shot of Rookie of the Year if he comes out and does that. If this Lions team does what they're expected to do. Because you know what the narrative is going to be. If they do what they're expected to do, well, Gibbs showed up on the scene, and look at this. And now, you have a modern-day backfield with these two guys out there. So I think that is the way that it could be. Our look at Lions rookies reporting continues when we come back. Tell them about Dispo.
I will, because Dispo is the place to go if you want to enhance your cannabis experience. Experience the true meaning of exceptional cannabis products at Dispo. Indulge in the finest selection of cannabis curated with care. With over 10 locations, Dispo is never far away. Visit disposhops.com today to unlock a world of endless possibilities in the realm of cannabis. That's DISPO shops.com, your local cannabis plug.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Shit. Go in.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com. Off and running, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter in for D-Mac, who was a late scratch. Sam Flannel, unfortunately, was not scratched. He is here today. We also have Spencer Raxter as well, just playing Sam Flannel. You know I got a lot of respect for you, except about Anthony Davis.
It's all good. I know. Trust me, you guys, even you guys in the chat would miss me if I was gone.
Will you give us the opportunity to see at some point?
I mean, that's the thing. I'm always here, always available.
Unlike your hero. You're like the anti-Data Davis.
I have a better percentage than he does in terms of games played versus games missed.
But we are. It's Lions rookies reporting to camp today, so it started. We're here. We did it. It's time to start getting amped up. It's time to start getting stoked, not scared, I guess you could say as well. Just some kind of wrap up to the Jahmyr Gibbs, and we're going to go on to Jack Campbell next. But in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Jack Harrington says Sam also thinks the Jets can make the AFC title game. So
yeah, we've had that discussion. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl or win the AFC title game. They're going to play the Monstars, the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead in the AFC Championship game, and that is when they will meet their demise. The Jets, I'm talking about.
I don't understand, Sam. You were born in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
How did you become a Kansas City Chiefs fan?
It's all about Patrick Mahomes. I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Everybody has a player that they like or a team too.
I don't kill you on that, Flannel, because I was the same way with Barry Bonds.
Yeah, and I'm the same way with NBA with LeBron James. I'm a Pistons fan, but I like LeBron.
Oh, you're one of those guys. Okay.
I wouldn't root.
I get it.
I wouldn't root against the Pistons in a series.
Yeah, you would. You're one of those guys. Yeah. Wherever LeBron goes, that's my team. Who the hell does that?
He's my favorite athlete of all time.
So
more than Mahomes.
It's very close, but I'll give LeBron the slight edge. I think Mahomes has to win a couple more Super Bowls for him to overtake LeBron.
Well, in 2 years, he'll be forgetting about those two guys. He'll be a Victor Wembanyama fan.
Yep.
Oh, Victor is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, guys. I've never seen a 7'4" guy that can do the things. You watch him last night? Did you see him?
Man, if I actually sound like that, I should just walk off the set.
Dirty Dr. D, the state of Michigan will always love TB12 also. Will they, Dirty Dr. D? Because they didn't love him when he was here. They couldn't wait for him to not play when he was here. They'll always love Drew Henson.
To be fair, though, Drew Henson was pretty damn good in 2000. Like, this idea that he was a bum, I think, is a little bit overblown. Before this past year, he was the quarterback of the previous last team to beat Ohio State in Columbus in 2000. He just obviously didn't have the pro career that Tom Brady did.
Well, no, because he got almost $20 million to go play baseball.
And he didn't even have an MLB career. that's the sad part.
Yeah, so I don't hate on him either.
I got a couple favorite players that aren't Detroit guys.
Who's that?
Well, Melo was
my
favorite basketball player of all time, but that was when we had, when you got 5 kids and dial-up internet, we're watching one thing. Like we can, and during March, it was March Madness, and when I watched him single-handedly win a championship for Syracuse, I was like, all right, this dude's...
Yeah, but you don't go against your home team just because you like one guy. You know what I'm saying? Like other people.
I love how when Spenny has his favorite other player being Carmelo Anthony, nobody bats an eye.
But Spenmo wouldn't go against his own team for that guy. Like you would go against the 04 Pistons if LeBron was playing them.
No,
which
I'm
sure you did.
No, stop.
Sitting in the basement watching the game with your laptop sitting there making weird comments.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread LFG says Drew Henson was a dual sport mid. When you get $20 million, you're not mid.
Right, that's where
that's how they keep score, bro.
Right, but that's when the fanatic thing comes because fans get delusional about how good these guys are and say they're mid. Okay, they may be mid to like elite pros, but no, he's winning. He's good. He's damn good. $20 million?
$20 million to go play baseball. That's a dub.
Yeah, people were saying Dylan Brooks should be out the league. He got 80.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
He got 80.
Lions rookies reporting to camp, as we said. We just took a look at Jahmyr Gibbs. All right, Jack Campbell, an interesting one. Got a wide range of emotion. As you guys know, if you were one of the 55,000 people watch that draft show by Woodward Sports, by the way. More people watch that than we're at Ford Field.
Yep.
Whoa.
That's crazy. But anyway, Jack Campbell. I'm still trying to decide how I feel about it in terms of expectation. And here's why, Lindsey. Because of the nature of his position, it doesn't lend itself to splash plays.
Right.
You know, like weak. And what's the book, right? Weak side linebackers. Are they first-round picks? The consensus is no. They saw one that they liked. Plant your flag, Lindsey. Where are you at with Jack Campbell?
Well, he doesn't play one of the glamorous positions, so he's not going to get all the, like you just said, the splash plays and all the ink and.
He's not blitzing from the corner and all that kind of stuff.
So if he's solid, and sustainable and doesn't just fall apart, I think I read something about he was going against the tight end, and the tight end kind of left his cleats and planted in the dirt. So hopefully that's not an indication of how his season's going to go. But the tight end has been, they say he's been off the charts.
Yeah, and Flannel, the Jack Campbell thing, help me here. I'm collecting data, and I'm looking for people's comments, too, in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. What are your expectations? I guess, what is a successful season for Jack Campbell?
I would say a successful season for Jack Campbell, and I'm just talking as a rookie, is if he has a season in production similar to what Alex Anzalone did last year. The reality is that Jack Campbell, as a first-round linebacker, coming into a linebacking core that is one of their weaker positions with Malcolm Rodriguez and Alex Anzalone, no disrespect to them, I think you got to go in and be the number one tackler on this team because he has more talent than any other linebacker that they have. With all due respect to Malcolm Rodriguez, he was a 6th-round pick. And some may see that pick as a little bit of a reach even still. And then Jack Campbell kind of has to go out and validate being picked that high. And I think maybe 125 tackles, always being near the ball, kind of how he was at Iowa, just cleaning up a lot of those runs that may have been 7 yards, make them 3 or 4. Those type of skills are they're not sexy or whatever, but they could be the difference in winning and losing games. That's kind of what I expect from Jack Campbell.
And so I guess for me, and I heard this and went and looked it up just to be sure. Jared Davis, his first 2 years in the league, his rookie year had 96 tackles, his second year he had 100 tackles, and then fell off a cliff. It's just I don't know how to gauge success, because if he has 100 tackles, just going into it, my gut says if he has 100 tackles, I would say, okay, well, we saw Jared Davis do this before. And then B, I would say is it usage based? Like Lindsey, you and I have talked a lot about sports. Usage dictates your numbers. It just does. You got to be out there to get numbers. You don't get numbers, and those that have a higher usage rate tend to get more numbers. And by all accounts, he's going to walk in the door and be the dude, right, at that spot. And mark me here, guys. Like that's the expectation, right?
Has to be. Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
He's going to walk in and be the dude. He's never coming off. Like, that's it. So I feel like, Lindsey, to put 100 tackles on it, there can be 100 tackles a couple of different ways. They can be, like, impactful, or they can just be somebody had to get the tackle.
Well, I think the thing you're kind of touching upon is how well will the run defense improve, and I think that will dictate his success level.
So he's almost like a Jared Goff on the defense,
exactly,
where it's pass fail. If the rush defense is better, well, it had to be Jack Campbell.
Exactly.
Even if it's even if the intent, like the measurables, the numbers aren't there, you're saying his presence can make an impact.
Exactly, and that's, I think, a fair way to kind of judge him. Maybe he doesn't have a gang of tackles, or maybe he does if the defense hadn't improved and they're getting to the second level every single time they run the ball. Then we'll look at it differently, because you can, like you said, he could have a bunch of tackles, but were they impactful, or were they tackles where we're like, oh my God, he saved a
50-yard run.
Yeah,
it was an 8-yard run
exactly.
instead of a 50-yard run.
Right.
And, I mean, that's just what it is. Chuck Brewer says 100 tackles can be other folks missing their assignments, or it could be he's a ball hawk and finds his way to the tackles.
Right.
It's hard to judge. And that's why we talk these things through, because I like what Lindsey just said there. And I'm adopting that. And in the future, when I talk about it, I'm not going to give you any credit. I'm going to say that I came up with it, just so you know. I'm going to be like other media entities in this town. What? You know what? I fought that for a long time, and I just said F it. And I'm just doing it now.
Hey, can't beat them, join them, huh?
Hey, I'm like the PED users in the 90s. The pitchers were using it too.
Yeah.
Spenmo?
Yeah.
You're the wrong person to ask. You and I are the same.
Let it fly.
Let it fly, man. Juice up in the on-deck circle.
Bring steroids back for baseball.
Bring them back.
Bring them back. Bring them home.
Bring back the 80s jerseys and the 90s drugs.
Yes. Why wouldn't you want to watch a home run race of 70 to 75? Like, come on.
Yeah. So
bring steroids back.
What Spenmo and I want from baseball, we want the 80s jerseys. Mm-hmm. We want the 90s drugs.
Yes.
And we want the 2000s baseballs.
Yes. Yeah, I want to see 535 foot home runs.
Yeah.
Like
balls hit out of stadiums.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Into oceans.
Wasn't it like the balls were juiced too?
Yep.
Yes. I want the baseballs from the 2000s. That's where I want with it.
Yeah, that was exciting though.
So yeah,
everybody watched it back then.
Mm-hmm.
In summation, I guess that's where I'm at with it. It is pass-fail for Jack Campbell. If there are no 300-yard rushing halves, then he made an impact.
Come on, 300. So if it's
we watched it, Lindsey.
I know we did. It was one. That was just a one-off game, though.
But it was one you had to have.
Was that during the?
That was during the run. That was the one they lost to Carolina.
They were going to run the table.
Yep. Then
that was before run the table.
No, that was one
that was after run the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. But all right, I'm glad we talked that through, because now I have a realistic expectation. Just like my expectation for you, if you are realistic, is to go to Strawberry Fest at Big Boy. How can you not, as a good friend of mine would like to say?
Rip.
Classic breakfast items like the strawberry hotcakes or the mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Not a breakfast person, I'm not per se, but I am a strawberry bacon chicken wrap person. It slaps. It is very good. You can also, if you're salad, if that's the way you roll, refreshing summer splash salad as well. There's strawberries on that. It's probably the #1 overall fruit in the fruit game today. I'm just saying. Don't forget about dessert, the OG of all this, strawberry pie. That's what started this whole movement. That's the linchpin of it all. If you want more designer, you can get deep fried vanilla Oreos or strawberry hot fudge cake. All of that at Strawberry Fest. Get to your local Big Boy today.
I love Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Your childhood may be over, but Playtime is not. Outdoor Equipment Co. is your source for outdoor power equipment, sales, service, and parts, carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, LS Tractor, Steel, and more, servicing the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more information, visit us at OutdoorEquipCo.com. Outdoor Equipment Co., your power equipment playground.
Keeping it pushing. Rookies reporting to Detroit Lions training camp today. So we're taking a look. Plant your flag, man. Where are you at with the Detroit Lions rookies? So far, we got 2 Pro Bowlers, right? Is that the consensus? 2 All-Pros, Sam Flannel?
No.
All right.
No.
I'm just playing.
2 all-rookie guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Man. Okay. Are we going to end up like Jared Goff with a 7,000-yard season here, but with rookies?
No.
No, I mean...
You sure?
Yes.
We're trending that way.
Just wait a couple of minutes. I'll give you my Sam Laporta take.
Well,
Lucas thinks he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
What's that?
Lucas called him a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Like you picked 2, like we did the 2 Lions to be Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
One of Lucas's was Sam Laporta. Guy who hasn't taken a snap yet.
Okay. Bold take. Let's see if it plays out.
Believe him later.
That's like calling the college football national championship and talking with Ryan Ermanni about it and who he thinks is going to win it. You know, that's what that's like. But anyway, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Brandon Katz, Catspot. Expectations for Campbell will be unrealistic because Holmes took him too early. Campbell is a second-round talent, and there are going to be expectations. The DNC ENT sums this up very well too, because I do shade this way. Okay, Neal, we have to be consistent. He was a number 16 pick in the NFL draft. He was 16 or 18, whatever.
18.
What is he?
I think so.
18? Whatever. That's semantics.
Yeah, he's 18.
All right, he was the number 18 pick in the NFL draft. Granted, it's not the number 2 pick, but it's premium capital. He's the first outside linebacker. He must be exceptional. And look, maybe I oversimplified it, adopting my new theory that I created myself about if the rush defense is better, then he was okay. But damn it, Lindsey, DNC ENT is right, though, too. Like, we can't... He was the number 18 pick in the NFL draft.
Right.
There's got to be some splash to it, man. There has to be.
Not necessarily.
I'm not saying, or if there's not, he's a failure. You can't do that after 1 year.
Well, the difference in football is people always say, oh, he's a second-round talent. How the hell do you know? What gives you the judgment to say he's a second-round talent? Who decides that?
Brandon Katz knows everything.
He trained as a lawyer.
He trained as a lawyer.
He trained? He didn't study. He just trained.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
We were talking about what we'd like to see come back with baseball, and I said I want the drugs of the 90s back in the game. I feel like Spenmo would be the one to talk about this one. J. Cruz in 71. Bring back real pure ecstasy.
Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear. None of that Molly shit. Give me just a straight ecstasy.
Let's go to our insider, Spencer Raxter.
I'm with it.
Where are we with pure ecstasy?
I'm with it. Bring back military grade acid. That's what I'm talking.
Oh, God.
Wait, how about you give me the list of what you don't want brought back? I think it would be shorter.
Blue Magic. That's about it.
That's it? Yeah. That's about it?
What is that, Spinball?
It's the heroin they sell in American Gangster. I don't want that back. I'm good on that. Good on that. Good on crack rock, but Anything else, I'm pretty good. I mean, you can bring them back. I'll give it a dabble.
For those that don't know, give me the difference between Molly and, quote, pure ecstasy.
So Molly gets you a little more like lucid feeling and a little more lovey-dovey and stuff. Ecstasy's more just like the hits.
And you start sweating.
Yeah, and you start sweating. Yeah. It's pretty close.
You start overheating.
It's pretty close in what they do to you physically. I'm a fan of Molly. I haven't done it a lot. But the couple times
But you're not against it.
Yeah. Kids don't do drugs. But it was fun.
But when you're of age to make your own choices, you have to decide for yourself.
It was good. Like I said, I haven't done a lot, but I did it one time. I did a little. I did a line, and I dove into my friend's pool, and came up, grabbed this girl's on her butt. She kissed me, and then I took a double shot of E&J. I was like, dude, this is
living.
nice right here. It was a good feeling. It was a good feeling.
Hey, yo! The current version of Animal House.
He absolutely is, man. And that's what I love about him. That's what I love about him. When he's not fighting in the streets of downtown Royal Oak, sometimes you can catch Spencer Raxter hitting up his favorite ecstasy dealer.
I'm going to go party with you just to observe.
Hey, I'm down.
I just want to watch to see what he does.
We got to get Spenmo in one of the clubs.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
On
Yes.
one.
I'm always down.
On one. Absolutely.
I would enjoy that night.
All right. Kirk Ford says that field in Carolina was so bad it shouldn't even have been played. I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that. I'm not reacting to that. That is immaterial.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Get some help.
Guys, this will be a topic later on as we get closer to the show. We got to get past that bullshit line of thinking. We got to. If you're going to be good and you expect them to be good, then act like it. I don't care where the football game is played. On turf, on an ice rink, on the streets of Woodward. I don't care where it's played. When you line up, you bust them in the mouth or they bust you in the mouth. That's it. That's all.
Don't care. Still don't care.
I do not accept that, and I won't accept that. Don't want to hear it. Just like, guys, when they roll into Kansas City for week 1, you got to be 10 points better to be 3 points better. And you know what I mean, Lindsey. When you played at Chicago against Jordan, you had to be 8 points better to be 2 points better.
Yeah, it was no winning that game. They weren't losing that.
I know. I'm not accepting that.
That's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a tough opener for you, for the Lions. And I won't judge them on that game because I think it's a lot of different things that are gonna play a part in it. But you do have a great chance when you play at a team that won the Super Bowl. That first game back is a great chance to beat them.
To pop them, the hangover.
Yeah.
The routine's not the same.
I don't know, do they do the presentation in football right before the first game? See, they do all that foolishness, and they throw the timing of the game off. And
the concerts at halftime and all that. It's really weird.
So you got a fair chance to pop them now.
Yeah.
Maybe Mahomes is off a little bit, off his rhythm. So got a chance to pop them. I hope they do.
So, yeah.
Then we'll really be talking Super Bowl.
As we said, lots of love for shrooms in the chat, Spenny.
Shrooms are a good time.
That's what Mike Tyson says.
Yeah, they're fun. It's I've had a experience with them where I ate a lot more than I should have, and I was tripping balls. Like, it was wild. I ate a quarter to myself one time, and it's an disgusting amount, and I was tripping balls. But one time I ate like just a couple grams, and so I was just feeling good, had the body high and everything, and I was laying in the same friend's pool, and I was laying on my back, and I'd go in the deep end and like go like this, so I'd be laying down, but the water would come. It was pretty cool experience.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, reaction to Spenmo. DEA in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread says, what city does your friend live in, Spenmo?
He lives in Rochester.
My neck of the woods.
No, he doesn't live in Rochester. That's where he lives, DEA. It's Rochester.
I don't know who that is. Welcome to the chat thred, DEA. First time I've seen you in here.
That's true. Decriminalized.
Real quickly, though, Spenny's drug tales kind of ate up Sam Laporta's time. But Sam Laporta, the one that we will deep dive next as rookies are reporting. This will be the final one. We'll wrap it up in the next segment, and then we will move on. Sam Laporta, ESPN's draft experts had him ranked as the 5th best position, as far as tight ends go, probably the 43rd overall ranked. Great, gave him an 84 grade. Where are we at with this? So you're a 49ers fan. So you're used to, George Kittle, who's
great tight end.
Great tight end. Even though he overcame playing football at Iowa to still go on to a good professional football career.
Great professional career.
That's like having to be 10 points better than Kansas City to win by 2. George Kittle had to be more than great to be great because he played college football at Iowa. But whatever, I digress. Sam Laporta, that's always the comp, right? T.J. Hawkinson's comp was Kittle, Laporta's. Although I think people may be being a little more realistic with Laporta, but 6'3", 245. I liked the tight end room the way it was last year. I thought they were serviceable. I thought they gave you what you needed out of the tight end. Can he be dynamic enough?
That's what I'm saying. You don't want just a serviceable tight end. You watch all the teams that, are traditionally good. They have that guy at tight end. They have a stud. And if he could be close to that, then I think he does more than, be serviceable, which is what you want. You want a great tight end. When was the last time the Lions had a great tight end?
Pro Bowler David Sloan.
Oh, my goodness.
T.J. Hawkinson was a Pro Bowler.
That's true. Alternate or on his own?
I think it was alternate. Yeah. No, I think it's because Kittle was hurt. So he did get it on his own.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Dog Pound. How did T.J. Hawkinson pan out, Neal? He's from Iowa. He was mid, just like Iowa. Is it fair for me to call him mid?
No, it's not.
Then what is he?
He had 2 really good seasons.
He's
above average.
We would have been thrilled with him if he was in the late first round or early second round.
Yeah.
That's how I would describe T.J. Hawkinson.
So the draft position is what stonewalled him.
Yes.
Passed on Brian Burns amongst others too. Rashawn Gary, guys like that.
I'm looking at it real quick here just to kind of relive. He had a 900-yard season with 6 touchdowns. That's the best. 86 catches. That was the outlier for his career. That one season was the outlier. Flannel, pull up those numbers real quick. They're pretty mid.
I mean, 2020 was pretty good, but yeah, no, a couple seasons were very, very underwhelming. I think we are a little bit too quick to trash T.J. Hawkinson's Lions career. That's all. I hope
mid.
Hopefully Sam Laporta is better. To be fair,
Willie,
I think Laporta will be better.
Based on?
I think he's better run after the catch. I think he's more athletic, and he can do more in the open field.
Okay.
Who's the tight end that left here and started doing pretty good? Forgot his name.
Eric Ebron.
Yeah.
Ebron!
Pro Bowler.
Hey! He left and became pretty good, didn't he?
Fucking granite hands Ebron.
Spemo, did it change anything for you, though, when Calvin Johnson came on this show and said, we thought he was the piece?
No. I mean,
he was a piece.
Aaron Donald would have been the piece.
No, but
they would have had one of the best defenses of all time if they got Aaron Donald.
I know, but Calvin Johnson was in on it, bro.
Yeah.
That cut some ice for me. He
was known for drops. I don't know. I'm not mad at it. I mean, I am mad at it. But.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're all mad at it. But that's it. He was kind of mid.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Was Pettigrew decent? I remember him.
Pettigrew was all right.
Yeah, I remember him.
Pretty
like somebody in the chat said something about Pettigrew. I remember that. I remember his name. I just remember, because my team have always had great.
We're just listing all the first-round tight ends for the Lions.
Because remember, at one time, that's all you guys drafted was tight ends.
Yeah, Pettigrew, Ebron, Hawkinson. That's 3 right there. All
when
first-rounders.
When the Lions pick came up, everybody was like, tight end.
Yeah.
Jay says, Neal, I think Laporta will be another St. Brown-esque guy. Goff's second chain-moving security blanket. That's a bold prediction, man. Real quick, I know we're late for the break. Flannel, give me the numbers. Laporta this year.
I actually don't expect him to really break out this year. I have him somewhere in the 30s when it comes to receptions, but I also think he's going to make a few big plays, run after catch with Ben Johnson scheming him open. I expect Sam Laporta to get between 30 and 39 catches, but be near the top in terms of yards per catch as a tight end. He might not have enough qualified touches, but he'll maybe get 13 to 15 yards per catch, and he'll be inflated by a couple big plays.
What do you got on it real quick, Spenmo?
46 catches, 537 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
So kind of a mid-first year then.
Pretty good. I mean, tight ends don't really ball in their first year.
That's about what George Kittle did his rookie year.
Yeah,
Something like that.
That is fair.
Yeah.
And he's a second-round pick.
Sam, stop throwing my guys out there, okay?
It's true.
I mean, he's a Hall of Fame tight end. Hall of Fame tight end.
Yeah,
Real cat spot. Spencer's on drugs. Laporta will not have 45 catches. He may have 45 catches. He may not. But Spenmo is definitely on drugs.
It's true.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
All right. Tell him about Swiss Insurance.
Of course, and now that summer's here, it is important to make sure you are properly covered. Whether it's a grad party or just a group of people over to enjoy the lake or pool, your liability exposure increases significantly in summertime. Let the Swiss Insurance Group review your coverage and make sure you are protected from an unexpected loss. Check us out at SwissINS.com or call Mark today at 248-800-4177. Again, that is 248-800-4177, Swiss Insurance.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Neal, the network for Detroit, by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter in for D-Mac, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get them. Jump in there. Leave a, what kind of review?
5 stars.
5 stars. Oh, sorry. I caught you mid-drink.
Hydrated.
5 stars. Need to.
Oh, gotta stay hydrated.
Gotta stay hydrated.
#1 rule of drug use.
Yeah. It's not the heat.
No. It's the water.
It's the water. Absolutely. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Give it a 5-star review. Drop one in there, too. Type one up. Say, hey, this show even overcomes Sam Flannel being on it. And put that one in there. You guys make me laugh. I've been reading some of the reviews. And don't forget to check out woodwardsports.com. News, columns, opinion pieces, all of that. As well, subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. BD3 says you got to start hydrated.
That's true.
That is key. That is key.
And stay.
And stay. That's the #1 rule of drug use, as you said. But yeah, if you want that, the podcast, great. We did first hour on the Lions rookies because today they report to camp, and it's going for real now. And you can rewind to all of that. I had one kind of off the board. And Lindsey, I told you earlier, I said, I'm just embracing what other people in this business do.
Yeah, definitely.
I've fought that battle for a long time. It's not a battle you can win. It's a lot like rooting for this Tigers team this year. It's a battle you can't win. So I just decided to not do it anymore. I saw this on ESPN about 4 minutes before we went on air, so I guess I'm giving them the credit for it. And you know how they work. They had a headline up there, and we have the TVs muted, so I don't know what the people were saying. But it said, does Nick Saban's legacy take a hit if they don't make the college football playoff this year? Which I think is very grandiose. I think it's absurd, number 2. Nick Saban can miss the next 5 college football playoffs. And you can still go look.
Well, I don't think it'll do anything to his legacy, but coaching at Alabama, he can't miss the next 5.
But you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Maybe not at Alabama, where boosters paid his house off.
Exactly.
Maybe not there, but you see me working here, though. Nick Saban's resume is its resume.
It's solidified. It's
Spartan Dog, shout out.
It's just like Bill Belichick. Like I saw somebody said, "Is Bill Belichick on the hot seat?" And I was like, "What? What do you mean hot seat? How possible?"
Right. And the reason I bring that up is not to talk about that per se. You guys know how I'm going to do this. We're going to give this a local angle to it, where I will welcome to the stage Sam Flannel. And Flannel, I have to get your thoughts on this as a Michigan fan, because let's be real. Michigan fans, most of them, they wouldn't admit it publicly. You guys would get into human trafficking to have Jim Harbaugh's resume be like Nick Saban's resume.
Yeah, to kind of paraphrase Superbad, I would do terrible, disgusting things for Michigan to have had 2 national championships during Nick Saban's run as the head coach. I mean, do people not realize that he already has 7? He has 7, and when you look at the coaches of this,
Lord,
I know, but to even put it into more perspective, when you look at the coaches of his era that are kind of considered, maybe I wouldn't say rivals, but right up there, maybe a step below, Urban Meyer only has 3. Kirby Smart has 2, and Dabo Swinney has 2. So the reality is that Nick Saban has he's the best college football coach who ever lived, and he can do nothing to take away from his resume. And for the record, too, I know you kind of compared it to Bill Belichick, and obviously I think Bill Belichick is the greatest NFL coach of all time, but he might be stacking up losing seasons. We're talking about Alabama, where they probably won't ever win less than 10. So they'll still be winning. His legacy is cemented as the greatest college football coach ever.
And I have to go back to it, Lindsey, and ask the question, too, because even Jim Harbaugh, I think, was starting to get some heat. He was never going anywhere.
No.
Like, Michigan would never. They don't have the chops up at the top of the Michigan athletic department to walk in there and make a move on that. They don't have. It's not in their DNA over there.
They went out and got him. They wanted him. He was the golden boy for Michigan.
And he wanted them. That's what made it work. It wasn't that Michigan wanted him. It's that Harbaugh wanted Michigan too.
Yeah, I think it was a mutual.
Yes.
I think it was kind of a mutual thing, because I wanted him to stay with San Francisco because I thought he was doing an excellent job. I just thought he needed more time, and get a solidified quarterback, and then we're winning Super Bowls again. But I digress. He's gone, and now he'll be stuck in, mediocrity for the rest of his career.
No, but Flannel, at what point, Motown Cool, hey, Neal, they'll be serving bourbon at the Big House.
Yeah. Gretchen Whitmore signed the bill.
So it's happening.
It's happening.
All right, drinks at the arena, too.
Yeah,
Let's go.
No more shooters in the socks. Well, there's still going to be shooters in the socks.
But there's always going to be.
Yeah.
You know what you do? What my play always was back in those days is you bring one in, or multiples in, or whatever you do. You buy one, and then you just refill your own, and you drastically bring the cost average down.
That makes sense.
That's just a play that I like to do. Another move I did back in the day.
Oh, God.
To bring beers into the stadium. You put one in an obvious place, and you sacrifice one for the greater good. I would put one I had the big starter parka on or whatever, and I'd have that one lined up. This was before metal detectors. And you put one in the hood, and it's obvious it's there. You know how it's hanging down, and the guy at the gate, and this happened. It was undefeated. 4 times. The guy was like, "Hey, what's that?" I'm like, "Oh, you got me."
You guys sound like drug dealers.
That's what it's all about.
That's what I did. I'm like, "Hey, you got me. I'm sorry, man." Yeah. He's like, "All right."
You put the cocaine, the obvious one right here.
Yeah.
And they get you, and they swear that they got you, and then you're home free.
Yep. The sacrificial beer.
That's so funny.
All gave some, but some gave all.
That's fair.
And that's what it is. But circling back to this, I just want a real quick discussion on it. Flannel, will there ever be a time when when Jim Harbaugh's name pops up on the ESPN bottom line? Say, because you guys are guaranteed to be in the college football playoff again. With that schedule, there's no way you're not going to just the same way I said it last year.
Fair.
It's going to repeat itself again. at what point, or do you see a time where his name is down there? Say he doesn't get it done again. Say you all flame out again in the first round of the playoff. It doesn't matter, does it?
I mean, it matters to me, but as long as, this is just my opinion, if Michigan continuously racks up Big Ten championships, I think that Jim Harbaugh is safe at Michigan. I don't think that's necessarily right, because the reality is, before 2015, if you would have been told that Jim Harbaugh would never deliver a national championship to Michigan, nobody would have taken that. If Michigan wins the national championship this year, I think it could be looked at as the previous 2 years being a progression, getting over some humps, and then winning it all. But if he never wins a national championship at Michigan, to me, it's a failure.
And look, I was in a past radio life at ESPN Radio here in Detroit. The day he got hired, it took 4 hours of phone calls, and unilaterally, it was at minimum 2 national championships.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was the savior, because we lived through the worst era of Michigan football probably ever with Rich Rod and Brady Hoke. And, he's gotten to the point at least where they are running the Big Ten, but in order for it to be validated, they got to cash one in. They got to cash in a national championship, and I think this is the year for them to do it. And if they don't, that would be devastating.
Why is this the year? What makes this year different from the last 2, 3, 4?
Okay, so definitely different from the last, 3 or 4 years ago. 2021 was where they had to finally beat Ohio State, win the Big Ten. 2022 is when they had to win at Columbus, and they obviously flamed out in the college football playoff. I would say with this year, they have more coming back than other teams.
And it's an easier schedule.
Absolutely, it's an easier schedule. But
which is saying a lot after last year's schedule, but you have Ohio State at home.
I mean, that is perfectly fine. It's just when you look at Georgia, I think it's going to be hard for them to three-peat. When you look at Alabama, they're losing Bryce Young, they lost Will Anderson, they lost Brian Branch, and they lost Jahmyr Gibbs.
That doesn't matter with Alabama, right?
I mean, but those are listen to those 4 players I mentioned, including Lindsey, Bryce Young and Alabama.
When you get to that level at the end, you can't just plug and play. Ask Michigan fans about plugging a quarterback in that first year, and you're just supposed to run roughshod through everything, because who cost them that game? In the end, what plays cost them that game?
The pick sixes and the failure to score in the red zone.
But we know Alabama's a rare animal. They do,
no doubt.
They do plug and play. Quarterback, running back, it doesn't matter. They took Tua out. I mean, they took the quarterback with Philly. They took him out and plugged Tua in. And both are NFL starters.
So is Mac Jones.
You know what I'm saying?
We just got done hearing about how Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have 1,500 all-purpose yards and 12 touchdowns.
But Alabama is a different animal. They stockpile talent. The only team I know that had 4 running backs and they all went in the first round at one. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So they can do it.
Alvin Kamara had to leave.
Yeah, that is. But I guess my overall point is it's not just any old players that they lost. They arguably lost their schools, the best quarterback in school history and the best defensive player in school history.
And they'll replace him with one that's just as good.
I don't know about just as good.
They always do. When haven't they not? They get better every year regardless of the position. Hey, as long as Alabama's paying top dollar, they're going to get the best quarterback and the best running backs and the best offensive line and the best defensive line. They pay more than everybody else.
I mean, regardless of that, even if what you're saying is true, which I get it, it has to be the expectation for Michigan to win the national championship. This is the year to get them. They're bringing back so many players, and even their quarterback, for example, and Georgia and Alabama aren't. That's fair.
And that's what it is. The schedule got even easier, which is an incredible feat to pull off, but they did it. And they're vulnerable. You know who I'm really, really concerned about if I'm a Michigan fan and nobody's talking about it?
LSU.
Brian Kelly and LSU.
Yeah,
they are coming.
And they're bringing their quarterback back.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And he's good.
And Brian Kelly's good AF. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You may not like him.
No, nobody likes him.
But he is good. There's no question about it. It's like Planet Fitness in the gym game. They're good, as a matter of fact. The studio sponsor here at Woodward Sports, they're the best. They are the Alabama football of gyms. It's a dynasty. The train keeps rolling. $1 down, $10 a month. Boom, you're in there. Come on, guys. What are we talking about here? That's basic as it gets. You want to get designer? The Black Card, $24.99 a month. You get to go to any Planet Fitness in the world. There's over 2,400 of them. You get use of all the amenities, the tanning beds, the hydro massage, all of it. and you can do it all with your Planet Fitness Black Card. Guys, there's cool corporate taglines that I have to say and stuff like that, but here's the bottom line with it all. It's where I've worked out for 3 years. I have never been in another gym that I would recommend more. Period. End of story. I've accomplished all my goals. I get to do everything I want to do every single day of the week. Tons of equipment, cardio, weights, all of it. Trust me, guys, it is everything you need at Planet Fitness, and it fits under any salary cap. That's it. That's all. Go to planetfitness.com. You can join there. Pull in the parking lot. You'll pass a couple of them on the way home. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter in for Darren McCarty. Of course, we have Sam Flannel and Spencer Raxter as well. All of you in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Remember, subscribe to that Big D Energy podcast. You can catch the first hour. We broke it down. Rookies reporting today for the Detroit Lions. They are in there. And we went through all the major players that you would expect. Got our thoughts, got your thoughts out there as well. Here's something I want to do. In the open, I talked about what a traumatic experience it is to be a Tigers fan this year, where there is just never a return on investment. And all they do is sit there and tease you. And I'll give you an example, because I believe in being, accurate with how we do things. Do you remember, Flannel, June 1st, right? And this isn't exact, but it's in the ballpark. They're what? About 5 games back?
Yeah. I think
June 1st?
I think at one point, didn't they get it to like 3.5?
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. About 5 games back, June 1st. All they got to do is just hang in there, right? It's the Twins and the Guardians they're chasing. They're not any good, Lindsey. I was told that. They're not any good. Then you go to July 1st, and they're 5 games back, 5.5 games back. And they're chasing the Twins and the Guardians. And they're not any good. And then they pop up and they win a series. And you're like, see, they can do it. Then Oakland comes to town. And they lose the series. Then you get to the All-Star break. They're 6 games back. But they're only chasing Minnesota and Cleveland. They'll crumble at some point. They're still 10 games under 500, the Tigers are. They haven't moved. And the Twins are at 500. And so I was told, well, just wait till the All-Star break. You got Scott Harris talking to the media saying, our start will dictate what we do. So then you get out of the gates, right? You win 2 or 3 at Seattle, a playoff contender. Got the home run, the home run derby, not the champion, but like the big story of it all. Fast forward to today. As you look at it, and I want to get it exactly right, as you pull up the standings today, after that loss to Kansas City yesterday, where they gave up 11 runs, the Tigers, as they sit in the division, they're 6 games back. They're 10 games under 500. The point of my story is this, Lindsey. In 2 months, it hasn't changed at all. All you've done is lose 60 games.
They are who we thought they were.
Right. As currently constructed, this is what they are.
Yes.
And it's not changing.
But it still piqued your interest enough to have a little hope.
Not mine.
Yeah,
but a lot of people out there, yes.
No, there was a time when you thought there was a way for them to...
I did.
Yeah.
I came out here at the end of May and said, you know what? I'm taking an emotional free roll. Unemotional free roll. I'm not going to get caught up because I watch the games every day no matter what. to some degree, or I listen in the car depending on what I got going on. No matter what, no matter how bad they are, all of it. It's part of the summer. Chad Fisher, it's a 3-wheeled wagon, Neal. We'll hold your seat. That's what it feels like. Cody Ingle says, this Tigers team's worse than the 0-16 Lions. And I see him working. Like, I know where it is because you're tantalized. But the point I'm making is this. In 2 months, it hasn't moved. So what makes you think that in the next 2 months, they're going to scale being 10 games back of 500, get to 500, and be in the mix for the division title?
I don't think it's happening.
Okay.
I'm not on that boat.
Okay. Flannel. Has that ship set sail with you finally or no?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we talked about it on a previous show. The day the music died was when they lost 2 of 3 to Oakland and then 2 of 3 to Toronto, including going 0-2 in Tarek Skubal's starts where he allowed 0 runs. That was when it was 100% over.
Yes. And I love this question that I just got asked in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. LFG says, Neal, how far are the Tigers out of the wild card? And while they're 6 games back in the division,
like 20,
they're 9.5 back in the wild card of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams.
Yeah, you're not
66%. That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do. So, okay, that is what it is. So, Lindsey, you're on that train then. That's over.
Yeah, come on, man.
Flannel, it's over?
Yeah.
Can we do that real quick? Because I think a flash poll, I need this to set up this segment. Are they dead? Is the Tiger season dead? Yes or no? That's it. We won't try to influence them this time because I need this for data gathering purposes.
Sure.
Dog Pound, Skubal with his 7 ERA. Yes, Dog Pound, but I keep hearing about it.
Yeah, it's so funny how much your ERA can be inflated by just one bad game. But yeah, as of right now, I think it's 5.25.
Dada says, I'm scared to ask how much hot dogs are at Comerica Park. I haven't been in a while. Your mom's favorite skater. Neal, it hasn't changed in a while. The Detroit sports scene, that's Detroit sports in a nutshell. Austin, has there been any Austin Meadows updates? Not that I have heard.
No.
Spemma, where are you at with it? So I assume you're following rank. You're done with it?
Yeah.
When did you jump off?
When Riley Green got hurt.
I think some stories are changing out here, Lindsey.
Oh yeah, the Tigers can do it. They're coming back. No. They don't have enough bats.
All right. Just a flash poll here. WoodwardSports.com chat flash poll. Are the Tigers dead? 70% of you say yes. And I agree. I was one of the... When did you jump off, Flannel?
Officially after the 2-4 homestand to end the All-Star break. But I will say this. I was hanging on by maybe a pinky if they could have swept Kansas City, but that ship has sailed after scoring 10 runs and still losing. Jesus Christ.
I think like in general, I think for the Detroit fans, I noticed a change in the tune right at the Oakland series. And it wasn't even that they lost the Oakland series, Lindsey. They lost a game like 12-0. It was 12-0. They ended up losing 12-3. I think that one broke a lot of backs.
Oh, man. That could do it. That could do it.
No, and it is.
You always want to feel like there's hope for your team. You know what I'm saying? You always want to feel like there's hope, but when you see it over and over again keep manifesting itself the way that it has all season, and they're right where we've always thought they would end up.
They are who we thought they were.
Exactly.
Kyle Bird says they still have some games against Minnesota, so they're not dead.
Here we
go.
But
realistically, it's probably not in the cards. That being said, I was looking at their schedule, and September looks easy. If they're still there are. I'd be curious to know if Kyle Bird voted yes or no on the poll, because you can't do it both ways. You can't half step.
Well,
you can't say yeah they're dead and then tell me about their September schedule.
But Neal, I'm listening to you say you can't half step, right? When we start talking about the Lions, you guys half step. Awkward silence.
I don't think jumping to a Super Bowl. I don't think not jumping to a Super Bowl is a half
You're
step.
either all in or you're not.
I'm all in on a playoff win.
Oh,
and division title.
All right, Jake Wegener's being honest about it. He says it's on life support. So Clear the table right now. We're gonna get the shot. Okay. When we come back from this break, I'll give you a path.
A path of destruction?
No, because I think overridingly as a franchise, I think the Tigers are in a little bit better shape than we thought, though. Not to win the division.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
I would say structurally. Flannel.
Right.
Are they a little bit better off than we thought they were, structurally?
100%. Yes.
I'm surprised. I would even say this season is a win so far.
Of course.
I would agree with
They're
that.
not historically bad.
Which is what I thought they were good. They were
Sure.
2-9 and they were dead.
They were.
They were dead. And so with all that being said, I think the way the prospects have played, Colt Keith, all those guys, I think that's kind of shot some life in it. Scott Harris has a clear path he's taking in the draft. I think that shot some life into it. They got arguably the best high school prospect in the game, a guy that maybe would have been a number 1 overall pick. I have a blanket statement. If you say, hey, Neal, will Max Clark be good? I automatically say no, because it's so rare. You know what I'm saying? Is he going to have a good MLB career? I default say no, and I'm going to be right most of the time. I can hope, though.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly hope. It's kind of a crapshoot, though, because you're not going to see him for quite a while. But tell us about Guardian Alarm, Spenny.
I will, because Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology. It's been proven to work, and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
And let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. The woodwardsports.com flash poll. Are the Tigers dead? Is the season over? 27% of the people say no, which surprises me. That's a little bit higher number that's in this room. I think that's fair to say. But, Lindsey, I'm going to give you a path. And I'm curious to hear everybody's take on it. The Ohtani thing. Okay? Mm-hmm. Shohei Ohtani. Everybody's talking about it. If the Angels have any shred of intelligence, they're going to trade this guy. Because they can't win with Ohtani and Mike Trout. So what makes you think they're going to win with Ohtani? They've proven they can't. Who's, as Spemo and I were pretty quick to the party on, the best baseball player in the history of baseball, hard stop.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hard stop.
Has he won anything?
Lindsey,
he's
not
in
his
his second
fault.
year, man.
I'm just asking a question.
No, he is not.
Okay, well, we can't say.
He won the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, he did.
The what?
The World Baseball Classic, where the best players play.
What is that?
Where the teams are more equal.
What is the world? I mean,
Team
is that the
beat
World
USA?
Series? It's not
No.
the World
It's
Series?
like it's like the Eastern Conference in the NBA.
Oh, okay. No, he didn't win anything. So he's probably, because I've watched him, I've heard everybody talking about him. He's probably one of the best talents.
Yes. No, he's the best. He's the best baseball player ever.
No, man. No,
Lindsey.
man. I'm not saying that.
He's the best baseball player ever. We're not here to debate that right now. All right, here's the thing. Here, I'm going to give everybody what they want.
I'm going to debate it.
Okay, here's the deal, guys. And for those of you that are baseball, Tigers fans, I got a proposal for you, and I'm curious to get Flannel's take on this. I would not be opposed to trading Colt Keith, Jace Young, Jackson Jobe, and Parker Meadows for Ohtani. Now, the caveat of that trade, that's 4 of your top 10 prospects, which is the Angels probably wouldn't even take that. However, that's the waters you have to be in. Here's the caveat. I get Ohtani for that, and you're guaranteed a division. You're guaranteed to win the division because I think Ohtani could do that.
Yes.
And I don't think that's crazy. In this division, the American League's leading home run hitter and a Cy Young candidate pitcher.
Yeah.
The one thing that the Tigers do have this year, last night notwithstanding,
a good bullpen.
Great bullpen.
Yeah.
Good starting pitching. They've had that. So you're trading 4 of your top 10 prospects. But he's going to bounce. He's not going to re-sign. I would take it, and here's why. As long as I'm guaranteed the division title. Because when you get in there and it's a 5-game series, everything changes in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Ohtani pitches twice. He hits all 5 games. You got a shot. I don't care who you play. You got a shot in that setup. You do. If I have Ohtani pitching twice and he's in my lineup, I would do it, Flannel. And I'm Mr. Rookie contract, cheap talent, all of that. I would step up to the table and roll the dice on that, Flannel.
Man, that is so tough because at the expense of what? I mean, I guess you wouldn't have to give up Riley Green or Spencer Torkelson.
Your core's in place. The people that are here.
You know what? I probably would do that. And here's why. You kind of mentioned it. If obviously the division is guaranteed, because if you have Shohei Ohtani, could the Tigers actually win the whole damn thing? I mean, they've got the best player ever to me, and he does both things. So it's like he could control so much more than even some of the greatest pitchers of all time because they didn't hit. So, and I also think, and this is going to sound sentimental, which kind of goes against how I usually operate, we would have the chance to have the best baseball player who has ever walked on planet Earth for even like 60-some games. You can't put a price tag on that, especially if they win the division. Come on, man.
Am I missing something? I mean,
yes.
Maybe I'm slow. Is he winning where he is?
Nobody wins with the Angels.
Nobody's winning there.
Mike Trout, also one of the best baseball players of all time. He's been there his whole career.
I'm just saying, what's going to change? I mean, is he going to come here and all of a sudden he's...
Lindsey, in this division, yes. In this division, yes.
You say so?
When you got Houston and Seattle and stuff like that, no. But in this division, yes. Hey, Riley Green's legit, right? That's what I'm told. He's legit.
Yeah.
Their bullpen is one of the better bullpens in baseball.
I'm just blown away because you guys says this is the best baseball player ever to walk the face of the earth, and he's not winning where he is. If he's that good, should be able. If he's that good, if he's an alien, he should be able to win wherever he is. I would think. I would imagine. Am I wrong for thinking that?
You are more wrong about that than you have been about anything in your life. Because
go to hell, Sam Flynn.
Okay, because baseball you can only control so much.
But you're telling me, he can control, he can hit, he can pitch.
He can control this division, Lindsey. This division he can control.
If he's the best baseball player ever to walk the face of the earth, why in the hell is he not doing it where he is? If you're telling me that, Sam, I am Flannel, that this guy is so damn good, it shouldn't matter where the hell he's playing. Don't give me that shit about he's the best ever to do it.
Oh my God,
and we're watching him over there struggle.
Lindsey.
I don't care.
Anthony
if you're telling
Rendon,
me somebody's that good, I don't want to hear about
You can't overcome that. You can't overcome what's in Anaheim. Anthony Rendon, they owe him $120 million for the next 3 years. He's awful. And they have literally nobody else. Literally nobody else. It's terrible. I've been told Riley Green's good. And you're keeping the core. And Chuck Brewer in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Neal, do we have him re-signed in this trade? No. And he says, or are we losing 4 prospects for nothing? No, for a division. I'm guaranteeing you the division title, which I believe Ohtani could deliver if he came here. I do believe that.
Sure.
Am I being obtuse with that one, Spenmo?
I don't think so. I think he'd help you win the title.
Okay.
The pennant.
So we have it out there. Would you mortgage a future for 1 year, a couple months of Ohtani? 63% of the people say no. Can we do a new one, Spenmo? If Ohtani came here today, could the Tigers win the Central Division? And none of the cores moved. Just if Ohtani was here today, Could they win the Central Division? I think that they can. And if you're in a 5-game playoff series, I will take Ohtani pitching twice and hitting all 5 days. Am I making a better case for it than you thought, Flannel?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I think the biggest caveat is you would guarantee the division because, and I know, Lindsey, don't take any pleasure in this. I think that there's a chance that even if they do get Ohtani, that they don't win the division.
Well,
but
absolutely, there's a chance.
Well, he's the best baseball player ever walked the face of the earth. Why don't they win the division with him?
I mean, so therefore, Lindsey Hunter, you are a better athlete than Shohei Ohtani because you're a 2-time champion and he hasn't won anything. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that, but you're saying he's the greatest thing to walk the face of the earth. I didn't say that. You did.
But if you would have had him for a full season, I think they would have won.
I don't want any ifs. You just said the guy. I didn't ask you to tell me he was the greatest thing that ever walked the face of the earth. You said that to me. You guys said that he's the greatest ever. I'm like, what? He's the greatest ever?
Yes. Yes, he is.
I'm not buying
He's astronomically better than Derek Jeter.
It is not even in the same stratosphere.
Yeah.
Think about if Derek Jeter was twice the hitter and was a Cy Young pitcher.
Yep.
That would be him.
All I know is Derek Jeter's a winner.
Oh, dear God.
Is he not a winner?
I'll give Ohtani the highest payroll.
And
we're gonna, you know what?
Don't give me that.
Lindsey. All right, you know what? You're gonna be on the text thread, bro. When he ends up getting traded to the Dodgers,
and if he wins, I'll say, hey, maybe you guys have some validity to what you said. But right now, I don't want to hear that shit.
Woodward Sports, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Cody Engel says, hell no, not with what we got going on with Miggy's contract right now. Cody,
it doesn't matter.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, with my theory right here, yes, you're trading 4 of the top 10 prospects, but you're stepping up, and I'm giving you a division title. You get to wear the cool little hat and everything like that. Division champions. Baseball would be relevant. If they made that deal, would baseball become magically relevant again, Spenmo?
Yeah. They'd sell out every game.
Just like that. Everyone would go. It would. Lorena Rios, quite acute, Neal. See, I think people aren't understanding what I'm saying. You're trading 4 of your top 10 prospects, which you got to give something to get something. I know Colt Keith is everybody's hero right now. I understand that. But you got to give them something to get something. I know they're the Angels, but even they aren't that stupid.
Are they?
I don't know. they maybe they are. They gave Rendon all that money.
They did.
So maybe they are. Todd saying if Ohtani spoke English, he'd be all over commercials even more than Peyton Manning was. And in Japan, he is. Mm-hmm. I know we forget that around here. They have their own separate economy and their own country.
Yes.
And business is booming. So he absolutely is.
I'm not disagreeing that the guy is good, but to say he's the best ever already, maybe best talent. I've seen talented guys who's man, I thought Randy Moss probably was the most talented wide receiver we've ever seen, but he wasn't better than Jerry Rice.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
You give Randy Moss, Steve Young, and
I don't want to hear that, Spenmo.
Lindsey, now imagine it was Randy Moss, right? That we're talking about. Right. Imagine it was Randy Moss, and oh, by the way, he's Aaron Donald on defense because that's what Ohtani is.
Then I'll say, yeah, he's probably one of the most talented guys, but
that's what Ohtani is.
I'm not gonna say he's the best already.
And he's one guy.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say he's the best.
I'm not understanding you right now, Lindsey Hunter. Brandon Katz says Neal's delusional, but take much more than 4 of Detroit top prospects. Probably. Brandon, this whole thing is delusional to talk about. I just want to get everybody's temperature. How starved are you for a winner? It's delusional for me to say, if you do this, I'm guaranteeing you the chance. Have a beer and chat, man. Come on. That's the point of all this. I'm telling you guys I would do it. Jay Wall says, if you're telling me it's a World Series, I would do it, not a division title. I think we've lost track of the depths of this franchise. Mm-hmm. Honest to God, I think so. Because I will tell you this, and Flannel mark me on this one. This whole Colt Keith love affair and Jace Young and Jackson Jobe, one of those 3 aren't going to make it. The math says one of them aren't going to make it.
Maybe even more than one of the 3.
2,
I'm not calling for it, but it is possible.
Here's the most likely outcome. One makes it and is good. Mm-hmm. One makes it and is mid, and one never makes it.
Unfortunately, that is the case.
I would take that.
I'd probably lean towards Jackson Jobe never making it, but we're splitting hairs at this point.
For the top 10 prospects, man.
It's an interesting thought exercise.
And if you want it, and we'll take Rendon's contract.
Whew. God. I hate the Los Angeles Angels more than life itself. More than life itself.
WoodwardSports.com chat poll. If Ohtani were here today, would the Tigers win the Central? 65% of the people say yes.
Should be higher than that.
Wow.
So you guys telling me Ohtani's Michael Jordan?
Yes. If Michael Jordan were the league leader in block shots and rebounding,
No, but he's
too.
the defensive player of the year and the most
Right,
valuable
but
player.
imagine being the defensive player of the year while leading the league in rebounding and block shots and steals. You got to scale it correctly, man.
I just got to see the guy, man. You guys are getting
Well, you will when he gets traded to the Dodgers.
Or the Yankees.
He already said he's not interested in playing for the Yankees.
So if,
He said that
if the
publicly.
guy gets hurt right now, never plays another game, he's the best player ever.
Well,
I don't know. I'm going to say yes or no. I just want answers.
by Sam Flannel's metrics, no, you can't. No, you
No,
can't.
Sam
But this
said-
season is the greatest season that the
Sam-
game of baseball has ever
Sam
seen.
said he was the greatest already, right? So if he got hurt today and never played another minute, he's the greatest ever.
If he never played a minute, maybe not, but still, he'd be in the Hall of Fame, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Okay.
Who else has hit and pitched at this level ever? Not even Babe Ruth. They didn't do it at the same time.
Sucks. Babe Ruth's a fraud. I don't care about Babe Ruth. You didn't play with black people and Hispanics. I don't care about your stats, period.
And I'm with you, man.
You put Babe Ruth up against prime Aroldis Chapman, he's getting struck out 100 times out of 100.
Hell, Juan Marichal back in the day.
Come on.
Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson would dominate
You put
him.
prime Miggy on Babe Ruth's team, he's hitting 1,000 home runs in a season.
The sports marketing, well, no, because the fences were like 700 feet.
He's still, they were throwing him 40-mile-an-hour slot balls over the middle. Like, Babe Ruth looks at a 100-mile-per-hour cut fastball, he'd shit his pants.
God.
And Miggy'd outdrink him, too, in his prime.
That's true.
Sports marketing agency that spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. The podcast is called This is the S Word. Helps fight the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling or someone you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Thesportsma.com, the sports marketing agency. They're here to help.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Back at it, Big D Energy. Neal Ruhl here for 5 Iron Golf. You can play, practice, and party at 5 Iron Golf in Detroit, located inside the Cambria Hotel. Detroit's newest sports bar has 13 TrackMan simulators, certified instructors, and most importantly, a full bar and a restaurant. And right now, you can use a promo code Woodward at checkout. You'll get 50% off your first visit. Come on, guys. Get on out there. Visit 5irongolf.com to tee it up to good times. That's 5irongolf.com. Coming on the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. And I gave you guys a proposal for everyone that said the Tigers season was dead. For your top 10 prospects, Colt Keith, Jace Young, Jackson Jobe, and say Parker Meadows. for Ohtani as a rental. I'm guaranteeing you the division title, which subsequently gets you a trip to the crap table in the playoffs, which the Major League Baseball playoffs have shown you can get pretty far if you get on a heater. And I'm giving you the best pitcher and the best hitter in the game. And he gets to pitch multiple times in a series. Like, you got to get out of this mindset of this is the Tigers team in the playoffs. It's not. It's Ohtani in the playoffs. And I'm giving it a spin. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jeb Large says, I'm taking that division title all day. And that's where I am too. Are you doing it, Spenmo? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You're doing it?
Yeah.
Are you doing it, Flannel?
Yes, I'm doing it.
Lindsey, are you doing it? I'm giving you a division title.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I always want to win. I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to win.
So we're all in lockstep as far as that one goes. Dog Pound, Miggy's massive contract set this franchise back, and you guys know that's a fact. No, Dog Pound, ownership let it set it back. Yeah. There is no cap, man. You can Mike Ilitch one day woke up and said, you know what, I'm tired of being shitty. We're going to be good starting today. Signed Pudge, got Maglio, and away they went. Got Dave Dombrowski, who got you Miguel Cabrera. Maybe the greatest right-handed hitter of a generation. Gave $250 million almost to Prince Fielder.
And then flipped that contract for Ian Kinsler, which was nuts.
That was absolutely crazy. Let's go Revving Sparty. Is it fair to assume the MLB and NHL need to get their superstars into Eastern time zone markets? Or is that just me being selfish? I think it's a little of both.
Yeah.
I think that is a little of both. Jack Harrington says, I hope
NHL I would agree with more, but not MLB.
Yeah, that's fair.
The only thing people in California care about are the Dodgers and the Lakers.
That's it?
Yeah.
That is it. Jack Harrington, I hope he goes to the Yankees. He's already publicly said, I'm not interested in playing for the Yankees.
Wow.
Dude looks so scary in the pinstripes, though. That'd be cool to see.
That sounds like something the Yankees would do, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because they go all in.
But I love the fact that he said, nah, I'm good with the Yankees. He's going to the Dodgers or the Mariners.
I want to see him go to San Diego.
That'd be cool, too.
That'd be nasty. That would be nasty.
Hoof Hearted says, the Tigers won a bunch of division titles last decade, and it feels hollow AF. Division titles ain't enough, boss. Hey, the circumstances has changed. You know what? I would take those days right now. Give me a spin. That's all I want. I just want a shot. I want to be relevant, man. There would be few teams more relevant nationally than the Tigers if they did a deal like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, it's perfect too, because if I'm Chris Ilitch, Lindsey, I go in front of this microphone and I say, I had an opportunity to push all in, and we're pushing all in right now, and I'm going for it. How could you fault that?
You can't.
I gave up 4 prospects that, maybe one of them makes it. I know Colt Keith's playing well and hitting well. Is he ever going to be Ohtani?
Fuck no.
Is he ever going to have a 2-month stretch like Ohtani would have here? Like, come on, can you guarantee me he's going to key you to a division title?
No.
Like, I know it runs counter to what I think all the time, but I'm in, man.
Well, you gotta try to win. That's I'm all about winning. Like, whatever I got to do to win, whatever sacrifice.
Lindsey hates Ohtani, and he's in.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I'm just telling you, got to pump your brakes a little bit.
So right now, Ohtani, he's got 3.5 ERA, 139 strikeouts, a 1.12 WHIP, and then he's batting. Where is it? 307 with 35 home runs and 76 RBIs.
And we're not in August.
Yet.
And he leads the American League in home runs.
Yeah, and triples.
And we will not
and
have
slugging percentage and OPS.
We will be lucky to have a 20 home run hitter.
I think we'll have 2.
We would be hella lucky to get that.
I think Torkelson and Carpenter can both do it if they both stay healthy.
I'll give you 1. I'm not sold on 2.
That's fair.
But anyway, I don't know, man. I just this for me. Brandon Katz, the Yankees already have 2 huge contracts with Judge and Stanton.
Just keep doing it.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how many contracts they have an endless amount of money that they can supply. They had a lot of huge contracts on those teams that were winning World Series. A-Rod, Jeter, Teixeira, Posada, all of their pitchers, like Pettit, Sabathia, like they had a lot of contracts on those teams.
Yeah.
Real Cream of Wheat says, yeah, I'm tired of losing. I even read it with its proper tone. That was the tone I got from that one. Big Con 51 says, if Illich got Ohtani, it would get the whole city off his back. Me included.
Yes. Even if it was only for 2 months.
No, but that buys you a couple years.
Yeah.
Because you can say, hey.
We did it.
That T-shirt you got, man.
I'd buy an Ohtani jersey. For sure.
And it'd be your one for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I got a Casey Mize jersey, so, like, what's the difference? Neither of them pitch for the Tigers.
Yeah, so I'm doing this movement all day, every day, and it runs counter. I don't even know how I feel about it, but I just absolutely would do
Who
that.
farted says, we got El Magotani. We don't need Shohei.
That's fair.
Babe Ruth is overrated. Babe Ruth sucks.
Real Cream of Wheat says, I'll give you El Mago for free in exchange for a signed Ohtani jersey.
That's fair.
No one would take that deal.
No, you would not.
Now, if you pay all the contract, then yes, I would do it.
Ohtani jersey has more value.
It certainly does. All right, ask Lindsey when we come back. Tell them about Lady Jane's, Flannel.
Absolutely. The best kind of days are when I get to do the Lady Jane's read twice, because it just is two more times or one more time that I can just show off that hair that Lady Jane's has me working with, because they do such a great job. And how would you like to win not one but two vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Back at it, Big D Energy, final segment of the show, Ask Lindsey. Some Ask Lindsey questions are already coming in. Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey, Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. Happy to have you along for the ride today. Remember, subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast. You can rewind. I had an Ohtani philosophical question for everybody out there. I was surprised more people weren't on my side, but there were some, and the people that were passionate. Big Con 51, Neal, you need to speak this Ohtani thing into existence like you did with Will Levis. I didn't speak Will Levis into existence. He was already like that on his own.
That's fair.
He's awful by all reports. Awful. And I'm stunned.
Malik Willis is looking good. Those are also reports.
Who said he was going to be? Well, what's your guy name with the hair? Oh God, the NFL analyst with the hair.
Oh, Mel Kiper.
Kiper. He was all over Will Levis. Remember, I kept asking you guys, what's the fascination with Mel Kiper and Will Levis? Oh, he's the best quarterback pound for pound in this draft. He got a couple of injuries this year, but he's going to be back to normal. He's going to be firing that ball off.
Yeah. And then I just put the box score up from when he played against Florida, and then I move on about my day. I'm no analyst, but it looks like I was right about this one. All right, we got some Ask Lindsey questions coming in. Joseph Campbell III. Lindsey, if the Pistons kept Stackhouse over Rip, do we still win an NBA championship? Yeah, he's putting you on the spot, bro.
That's a good one.
They're both my guys. I'm going to say yeah. Because we still got Sheed, Ben, Chauncey. We still win. Tayshaun. We still got all those pieces, right? Yeah, we still win.
Rusty Shackelford. Thunderdome. Sam versus Lindsey. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Who's it going to be?
Lindsey.
I love Sam. I wouldn't do him like that. I would just submit him. I wouldn't kill him.
He's a professional athlete. I know my limitations.
I boxed for 10 years, so it's not fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One woman challenges you to arm wrestling. Would you take it?
Well, normally I don't assault woodwomen. I try to not do things like that.
Sandy wants to arm wrestle Lindsey. So
Sandy,
yeah.
I love you too much, too.
WoodwardSports.com.
Okay.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Ask Lindsey. John effing Lord. Lindsey, does Karl Anthony Towns deserve to be in the Hall of Fame over Ben Wallace? Flannel thinks so.
He does. He said that.
At some point.
At some point, what?
Fuck no, baby.
Sam, I love you, my guy. At some point, what? Well, I mean, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about that he could actually what's the right word?
Eclipse.
Wait a minute. He could accumulate between 10, 20, and 10 seasons. That's actually very possible. He could get like 23,000 some points, 10,000 rebounds. Yeah.
And he would have sent who?
I mean, they haven't won a whole lot with him. I'm not saying that Karl Anthony Towns will be in my Hall of Fame. I'm just saying why it's easier to get in at this point.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. RJ Graham. Lindsey, will Sasser be a better basketball player right now than Jaden Ivey?
Ooh, that's a good observation. I love Sasser. I absolutely. And the kid, I think he exploded for 30-something points the other night.
40. Yeah.
I love him.
You see a lot of yourself in him?
I do.
Yeah, that's when I watch him play, that's what I think too.
I love him, man. I think he's going to be great. Like, they're going to have some decisions to make. They're going to have some decisions to make about where are we going.
I don't know. I don't know what Flannel's doing over there. No, but that is who I thought about.
That's a good problem to have, though, because you got somebody that's going to push those guys in front of him, and
yeah.
You're going to be stockpiled in the guard position, and you're going to have to make some decisions sooner or later.
I wonder if Sasser went to a smaller school and would have had to shoulder the scoring load.
Stud. He'd probably be like Damian Lillard type, top 5 pick.
I was wondering about that watching him play because I do see a lot of
he's
you
a monster
in him. Dom Rivera 88. What up, Dom? Good to see you, man. Who was the last person you got starstruck with?
Lynn Swann.
Really?
Yes. I was in Anaheim, and I was at an autograph signing, and he was there. And somebody was like, Lynn Swann's at the other table. And I was like, what? I'm going to get an autograph. I went and got an autograph from Lynn Swann. That's dope.
That is pretty funny, actually.
Yep.
Chuck Brewer, ask Lindsey, when do you see Asur Thompson starting?
Ooh.
It's going to be a minute, right?
Yeah, because unless they make some more moves, but I think he'll come off the bench. And it just depends on how the season shapes up, how the lineups, start to figure themselves out. But I see him playing a lot because he can do a lot of things, man. He's like a Swiss Army knife out there.
Oh yeah, I'm big on him.
Yeah.
Last one here, Jake Wagner. Ask Lindsey, who's someone you wanted to play with or against but never had the chance?
Play with. Well, I wanted to play I got to play against Magic. But not for real. Like I got to play exhibition games against Magic.
Yeah,
that was great. But I don't know, man. Like I pretty much played against everybody that I really wanted to play against.
Yeah,
I didn't get to. I wanted to be on the court with Larry Bird. Like I never got to be on the court with Larry Bird because I've always got to watch him.
Yeah,
and he kind of ended a little early with his back problems, but because I was always a fan. I hated him, but I loved him. because he was one of those guys that you watch play and you're like, how do they keep letting him do this?
Because it can't stop.
Exactly.
Yeah. Larry Bird is one. When I look back on it, I hated the Celtics, but, Pistons. I hated the Celtics to the point where I turned that ish off if it was on TV. Because I knew I was going to play out. They were going to get some call, or there was going to be some dead spot on the floor at the Boston guard, and the ball would bounce away.
But here's the thing, though. Larry Bird was so clutch. Like, every game I watched, my dad and I would sit there, and if the game was close, we would be screaming, don't let him get it. Because every single time I watched him, dude, he would hit the big shot.
Every time.
I mean, every damn time. And I always listen to people say, well, Larry Bird in today's game would be. I'm like, dude, he'd be Jokic, just a little shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I lied, not the last one. This one's cool. Peaceful Tim, did you play against LeBron?
What? Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course play against LeBron. I mean, I love LeBron. I respect him a lot.
You said you used to follow the shit out of him.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Because you knew they weren't going to call them all.
Can't call them all. Can't call them all. But I'm just telling you, like, Kobe was a harder guard than LeBron.
Kobe's bag is way bigger than LeBron's.
Oh, yeah, that's not even close. But
Yeah.
Kobe was just one of those guys, like, you knew, like, with Bron kept you kind of off balance because he was going to make the pass. He's such a cerebral guy. But Kobe was just like, I've worked on all these different moves.
What about in transition and he was coming down the floor with the ball?
Well,
in transition.
I'm a different guy because I love contact. So stuff like that never bothered me. Like, I've been kneed in the sternum. But I would just stand there like, you just got to run me over. I'm a football player at heart. So, being a crash dummy out there, I loved it.
Absolutely. Ryan's reaction says, you literally have to be 60 years old to have been in the league and not played with LeBron.
Yeah.
Which is a great point when you think about it. We'll be back at it tomorrow. The fast food draft tomorrow. Appreciate Lindsey stepping in. For Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, my name's Neal Ruhl. Detroit City FC tonight, TV 20, ESPN+. Tap into that. I'll talk to you then. Thanks for listening. Well, see you later.